Hey everyone, it's me E and welcome back to my channel. Today is a special day for my family, which I'll get to in a moment, but I'd like to start off by telling the story of my dog Philo. This video is an ode to him in honor of his cuteness and the joy that he brings to my life. When my husband and I had been married for almost a year, we began to make arrangements to move to a new state so that he could work on his master's degree. And while we looked for apartments, I knew with 100% certainty that it had to be pet friendly because I really wanted the companionship of a dog in my home. The apartment we lived in at the time was the married housing at our university, and they definitely did not allow pets, and I really missed having a pet. So we found an affordable apartment in our new city that allowed for pets, and then we made moves to try and find a furry little friend. We knew that he had to be small since the apartment complex had limits on pet size, and we preferred a non-shedding or hypoallergenic dog since a lot of my family have pet allergies. And we also wanted a puppy since this was going to be our first baby. We checked shelters, but none had such a friend available. So we found a breeder of a Bichon Shih Tzu mix, and we put down our deposit. Then we brainstormed names. We decided on Philo, as my husband had just written a paper for class that referenced some of the work of Philo of Alexandria, who was an ancient Jewish philosopher. Philo sounded really cute to me, so that's what we went with. So yes, our dog is named after an obscure Jewish philosopher. Within the first week of moving to our new city, he was ready to be picked up. The breeder was several hours away, so our first experience with Philo was a bit of a road trip. On the way back home, he was super wiggly, and he was so tiny. He wanted to ride up on my shoulders and look out the window the whole time. I thought he might fall asleep, but he was awake basically the whole time. We had to stop at PetSmart to buy him some supplies, and then we took him home. At the time, our mattress was still on the floor since we didn't have a box spring yet. And so we were all kind of roughing it together. We didn't even have an internet connection set up at that point in our house yet, so we all sat on the couch together and watched episodes of Scooby-Doo on DVD. Then it turned out that Philo was sick. He had some kind of parasite which was giving him tummy troubles. We took him to his vet and they diagnosed it as one thing and gave us medicine. But within a day or so, there was blood in his poo, so we had to take him to the emergency vet, and they diagnosed him with something else. I don't think we had even had him for 2 weeks at that point, and he had already drained our bank accounts with his issues. We were really worried that he wouldn't make it. We actually, at some points, had to rub cane syrup on his gums so his blood sugar would stay up high enough that he would stay awake to eat. And even at that, we had to feed him through a syringe because he was too tired to chew on his own. I remember holding him on our bed crying, and it was the first time I ever saw my husband cry too. Needless to say, the dog pulled through. My husband was really not as much into the baby talk and acting lovey-dovey toward his pets thing, but it didn't take him too long to start referring to Philo as his son and telling him that he loved him. It was really sweet to see Philo bring out that side of my husband. The dog was really helpful in kind of curbing our need to have a little cute thing to take care of in human form. He was like a little appetizer for a human baby, and he has played that role incredibly well. Eventually, he graduated from sleeping in his crate to sleeping in our bed, and now it's hard if I ever have to sleep without him. He likes to be the little spoon or to sleep between our legs. We moved again in late 2019, and we took him along with us on the 13-hour car ride to our new home. He did incredibly well, all things considered. He's actually really bad in the car usually. Our new place is really nice with a lot more room for him to run around and play, and he adapted really quickly to his new home. He's a bad boy, really, and not super well trained. He likes to get in the garbage and is really stubborn about grooming, but he can also be so sweet that it totally makes up for his otherwise nasty attitude. Recently, over the Christmas holiday, we discovered that he had gone blind. He's almost 5, so he's still incredibly young to not have his vision. We knew he had cataracts, but up until then, they hadn't really affected his sight. Now he was running into walls and into things, and he wasn't able to play fetch anymore, which is his favorite thing to do in the whole world. I was really depressed over the Christmas holiday because of this. We found out that having his cataracts removed would be a pretty simple procedure and would restore his vision fairly well. He would be able to play fetch again and stop running into walls. He would gain confidence back to be able to go with us to the park and take a walk. But the financial burden of this surgery is a lot to swallow. For a lot of people, spending thousands on a dog is a waste of money, and I battled with those feelings as well, but it didn't sit right with me knowing that the problem could be fixed and then not doing a thing about it. Like, how could I do that? We don't have any human children, and this dog is all we have. And considering that things haven't been going incredibly well for us in the human child department, he may be all we have for a while. And he has been a source of comfort for us through that and through life in general. I always say that he's my one and only baby, so why would I not treat him that way? All that to say, Philo is having his cataracts removed, and they're being removed today, March 16th, the day that this video is being uploaded. The procedure is expensive, but we'll just have to have faith that things will work out. We've already gotten quote-unquote lucky a few times already this year with financial things, so I'm taking that as a sign that everything will be okay. If you do want to support us in paying for his surgery, you can buy the book that I self-published on Amazon back in January. The link will be in the description. But the point of this video is not to advertise my book. I suppose I just wanted to share our story of owning a dog, that it can be expensive and frustrating, but in my opinion, totally worth it. All things considered, the expense of the surgery is nothing compared to the immeasurable happiness that this dog brings to my life every day. I'm not joking when I say that every day I thank God for letting me have this animal. I believe that God gave us these pets as a comfort and as a joy, and to teach us little lessons about taking care of those who can't take care of themselves. I feel like I get a very, very, very small glimpse into the love that God has for us when I look at my goofy little dog. See, Philo's not very useful to me from the standpoint of material gain or worldly advantage, but I care for him, and that's very good for my heart. So thank you for watching this video, and please say a prayer for my dog as he recovers from this surgery. Remember to be thankful for all the blessings you have in life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.